Hi there, this is General Exo from Pro Tutorials, and today I'm going to review a WordPress plugin called HappyForms. This is a free plugin that you can install which allows you to build forms such as lead generation forms, feedback forms, quote forms, survey forms, contact forms, any type of form that you want to build. You can use this plugin for that purpose. Now, this is a plugin that I enjoy a lot, and it's a plugin that I'm actually going to start using for all of my websites. And this is the type of plugin that you always need to install on your WordPress website, at least for you to be able to create a contact form or something similar. You always need to have a plugin like this one. So this is a plugin that I highly suggest for you to try it out. And the reasons why I like this plugin is, the first one is it comes with a drag and drop system that I still haven't seen any other similar plugin using it. This drag and drop system allows you to very easily and quickly build the forms any way that you want. And often with other similar plugins is that they come with kind of clunky functions, and it's kind of hard for you to build the forms the way that you want. That is not the case with this plugin because of its drag and drop system. The other thing is it's a reliable plugin. Something that I discovered in the past with other similar plugins is people go to my website, they try to contact me using my contact form, and I simply don't receive their messages. And the reason I actually discovered this is sometimes people after 1 week, 2 weeks, they send me another message to my inbox telling me that I actually didn't reply to their messages, and that happened because I simply didn't receive them. The third reason is this is a mobile responsive plugin. More and more nowadays, people are using smaller devices to access your website, so it's essential that you also have mobile responsive plugins that simply will adjust automatically to those smaller devices' screen. And the last reason is it's a free plugin, so you really don't lose anything. So in this video, I'm going to first explain how you can install HappyForms on your WordPress website, and second, I'm going to explain how you can use the several functions that come with HappyForms. So let's get started. So for you to be able to install HappyForms into your WordPress website, of course, first you want to go to your website, you want to log in, and then you want to go to the dashboard area. Once you are here, you go to the plugin section and you press Add New. Then you want to search for HappyForms. So it's this first plugin that appears. You might want to click on more details so you can get more information about this plugin before you actually install it and see the several features, even though I'm going to explain most of this along this video. You can see that it has more than 300 installations. It's not a huge amount, but it certainly will get a lot more along the next few months. And it has a really good rating, which is amazing, 5 stars. So it gives you an idea that this is a pretty good a plugin that you can use. And then you just press install now and you press activate so you can start using this plugin. And you can see that once I do that, I have a new section appearing called HappyForms. Now, I'm actually going to create a new page where I can add my forms. So I go to the page section and I'm going to open over here a new page on a different tab, and I'm going to call this let's say forms. Of course it can be a contact form or a query form, whatever you want to create, but this is just an example, and I'm going to publish this page here, which I'm going to use as an example. So now I go back to this page and I'm going to the HappyForms section, and I'm going to click on all forms. And you can see that at the moment I have over here a sample contact form which comes with the installation of this plugin. And you can see that for you to be able to install a form in a specific page, all you need to do is grab the shortcode and you want to paste it on that specific page in the test tab, okay, in the test section. So I'm just going to paste this shortcode, update this page, and I'm going to do a preview so you can get a better idea of how exactly this looks like. So you have over here the first name, Jordan, Alexo. Over here is these are the several fields that come with this this specific sample. Of course, you can change these fields, and I'm going to put over here my street name, the message, and once that is done, you can even select the age over here. Let's say where it is, 33, and then you press submit form. And once that is done, you can see your message has been successfully sent. We appreciate your contact us and we'll be in touch. This is a message that you can change also if you want later on. And once that is done, I'm actually going to refresh this, and you can see that I actually already received this email to my inbox. At the moment, this is using the email address that I actually used to install WordPress in this website. But you can see over here, first name, last name, exactly the fields that you saw previously. So this is how it works, pretty simple. Anyway, let's change a few of these fields. I'm going to show to you what you can actually do more exactly. So if you want, for some reason, if you want to duplicate a specific form, because probably you want to get a different shortcode, so you can also add that form to another page, you just press the duplicate link, so you're able to do that. And it just duplicates to over here, but in this case, it has a different shortcode, as you may see. And I'm just going to trash this because I don't want to use this. And I'm just going to press edit. So in this page, you can see the drag and drop system, and also provides you a preview of how your form looks in real time over here. Because once you change one of these fields, it will automatically also make the changes over here, so you can see how your form looks like. So this is the several fields that I have at the moment with this form that I showed to you previously, which is this one. I'm actually going to go over here and refresh this page. So these are the several fields. This you can see the option that I used for this field. This is short test. As you can see, it's this field over here. And if you want to add a specific field, the only thing that you need to do is click on this field, and you can see that once I go right below, I have a new field that I can start using. Okay, just like that, really easy, really simple. This is something that often isn't so simple with other similar plugins out there. It's just far more complicated for you to do this. And with this plugin, it's really simple, as you may see. So you can change all of these fields if you want. You can even expand by clicking on this arrow, and you can also change the title. You can also change the placing. You can add a description. So in this case, let's put over here just name. But you can see that once I start writing, it starts immediately writing over here on the preview that you can see, and it gives you a good idea of how exactly it looks like. Title placement, you may want to change this if you want. I'm just going to leave it above. I'm not going to do any major changes over here. And for you to do a standard contact form, because at the moment it's not a standard contact form, the only thing that you need to do is delete a few fields over here, such as address, because you don't want to ask that, or normally don't want to ask that in your contact form. So I'm just going to delete this field. Age is kind of, it may be something that you may want to check or change or whatever, but in this case I'm not going to ask that. And placeholder is this last test over here that appears, and I'm going to also delete this field just like this. Okay, so we have name and last name, and sometimes even the last name might be something that you simply don't want to ask. So really depends if you want to keep things really simple. But in this case, I'm just going to leave this fields. Now, the field that you always need to add is, of course, the email, so someone can add their email address. And you can see that in each of these options, you get a brief description, so you can get a better idea of how exactly or what exactly they are, and you get a good idea. In this case, I'm just going to add an email address field, so I'm just going to click on this option, And if you want, you can also change the title. Once again, the same options that you saw previously. Now, in order for you to actually change the fields, because you can see that at the moment the email address is right below, you want to just drag and drop. And that is why it's called a drag and drop system. You just drag and drop, just like this. And you can see that it immediately appears on the top section, right? So you can change this around, really simple. And it's really easy, really clean. You don't notice any kind of clunkiness and so on. So that is what I like about this plugin. It's really the simplicity, and it's just fluid what you can do with this plugin. And this is just a standard contact form, as you may see. Then you want to press on next so you can change a few other options. So in this page you can, for example, change the email address where you will receive later on the messages from your visitors. You can change it over here. Also, once you receive a message, you will also receive an email alert with this specific subject. You can also change this. If you're not sure what exactly one of these fields are, you can also click on this integration point so you can get more information, as you may see. This is the confirmation message. This is the message that will appear once someone submits this form. This is the message that will appear on their screen, just saying that it was successfully sent. You can also change the content of this message, format it any way that you want over here, and do that. And if your firm has an email address field, that person, your visitor, will receive this message with this information here, as you may see. This is something that you can also change. And also, if you want, once someone clicks on the submit form, if you want, you can also change or you can redirect that person to somewhere else, to some page that you want inside of your website. You can do that just by including the URL of that page here. And this is submit test button. You can also change the test that appears inside of this button if you want, such as, say, send me a message. Not exactly the best test, but it gives you an idea. Now here, what you want to include is this first option, spam prevention, so you won't get annoyed constantly with people spamming your contact form with information that is not relevant. And if you want, you can also use the Google Recaptcha, but for this you need to select this option. I commonly don't use this, but I mean, if you have a website that is really active, you have a lot of people going to your website, probably this is an option that you want to use in order for you to prevent getting too much spam. So you go over here and you need a Recaptcha site key and a Recaptcha secret key. So for you to get that, you simply click on this link so you can go to Google Recaptcha website, and you basically follow the several options or the several steps that they have over here so you can get this specific information and just paste it over here so you can start using this option in your WordPress website. And save messages for this firm. If you want to save these messages in your WordPress database, you might want to select this option. I'm just not going to do that because I find that kind of unnecessary, and it fills your database with information that is not necessary. And then you just press the next button so you can go to the other options. So in the third step, you can change how your form looks like. You can do that by going to General. You can change and decrease the sizing of your form if you want. In this case, I recommend for you to keep this in percentage, because if you choose pixels, then your form won't be mobile friendly. You can also choose the direction that you want your titles to appear. Over here, this character, if you want, once a field is required. You can also change this to another thing. I'm just going to keep it the way that it looks like. You can also disable the submit button and make the font weight different. You can choose bold. And also change the colors. For example, this color is the color that will appear on the message of success when someone submits this form. So you can change these colors if you want. Now let's go to form title, which is this title that appears on the top section. In my case, I'm just going to hide this title. I just don't want this title to appear. But if you wanted, you can also change the alignment of this title and even change the font sizing here. In my case, I'm just going to hide this. I don't want to use this. And borders and spacing for these boxes, you can also change it if you want. You can also hide the borders, which of course I don't recommend for you to do, otherwise people simply won't know where they can hide their information. And bottom molding, all sides, I'm going to keep all sides. You can also change the format for these borders just by selecting one of these options. And also if you want more padding, which gives more spacing in between your boxes, I'm just going to keep it default. And inner padding, which is the padding inside of your boxes, you can also change this. I'm going to keep it narrow. You can also change the colors of your borders, or once someone selects your, over here, this, what is the colors that you want to use. As you can see, actually, let's make this red. Once someone selects a specific field, this allows them more easily to see that this is the field that they actually selected. You can change this. You can also change the background color if you want. It's like this. I'm actually going to keep this simple and just keep it like this. Then parts labels tests, you can also change this if you want to hide your labels, which I don't recommend for you to do, of course. You can also center them and align them whatever way that you want, and also increase their sizing a bit if you want. So it's pretty self-explanatory over here. And also you can change over here how you want this test to appear. In this case it's the center, but you can also change this and also increase the sizing a bit, and also change the color over here of your title in this case, and also the value over here, which is the information that is added into these boxes. And you can change all of these different colors if you want. And then you have the submit button, which is the button right below. So this is probably the most important option that you want to change and make it more visible than this one. Of course, I don't recommend for you to, you can hide the borders if you want, but I'm just going to keep it. And actually I'm going to keep a round default. You can also increase this will take the full size of your form, as you can see. And as you can see, I'm just giving you a few examples of what you can do with your form when it comes to its configuration, but this is something that really doesn't come with any other plugin similar to this one. All of these options for you to personalize your form, it's really unique. This is the first time that I see a contact form plugin or a form plugin with so many different options for me to be able to edit so easily how my form looks like. And I'm just going to change over here the background color for this. Let's make this green so it's really visible. Let's put over here a darker green, something like that. And when someone hovers, that's when someone actually puts their mouse on top of your button. Let's make it like this. Background focus, I'm just going to keep the standard options so I can show to you more options, but you get a good idea of what exactly you can do over here. You can pretty much change how your form looks like. Once that is done, you just press save form over here. Okay, so now let's take a look and see how my contact form looks inside of my website. So I'm just going to refresh this page, and this is how it looks like. It looks pretty good, pretty clean. pretty simple, just a standard contact form that you can build using this plugin. As you can see, it was really simple. And now I'm just going to lastly show to you a few options that you can use once you go to the drag and drop system that they have here. So as you can see, you have plenty of fields that you can use to do all sorts of different forms. You don't need to just use this for a contact form, even though it's a great option for that, but you can also use it for other purposes depending on what you want to do. Over here you can choose, so short test is just the standard small fields where people can add their name, email address. Long test is for if someone wants to send a message to you. It allows people to write the content that they want to send to you. This is for an email address. If you want to add over here a section where someone can add their own URL of their website, and if you want to make a specific field not required, you just check this box over here that says this is a required field, and you can do that. So if someone doesn't have a website, they can still submit the form to you. This is multiple choices that you can also use as an option. You can add several options. Let's add over here another option. So let's call this option 1 over here. Option 1, and let's add another option here. Option 2, as you can see, with checkboxes. You can check this as default if you want. This allows someone to check several options. It's something that you can also use. Single choice, which allows someone to also use this option. If you want, you can also add a description, and also over here option 2, which looks pretty good. A drop down option which allows people to select from a listing an item that they want. Let's head over here, let's say bananas and apples, and let's say pineapple. Okay, so you can also change this and not make it a required field, but you get the idea of what you can do. So when someone goes to this listing, they can select a specific option from this listing. This is for someone to add a phone number if they want, or if you want to add this as a field. Date, time, you can see once I go over here, this allows people to select a specific date. You can also change this, let's say your birthday. So you can also change the placement of your title. Address you already saw before. For collecting opinions, this is something that is pretty unique. I still haven't seen this in any other plugin. And this is something that you can also use to collect opinions from your visitors if you want. This is a great option. Title. This allows people to add their own title if you want. Daughter, so on. Rating. And also placeholder, which is allows you to add a specific rules to your form if you want. As you can see, there's plenty of different options that is pretty unique to this plugin, and you can see that this is a great plugin that you can use for your WordPress website, and I would even say this is one of the best plugins that I actually found for forms that you can use for your website. It has a lot of options that allows you to customize your form. There's a lot of different different fields that you can include into your form, so you can do all sorts of forms for your WordPress website. So this is HappyForms. I hope you like this review. If you have any question related to HappyForms, just leave it on the comments section. I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive my weekly video updates where I share with you plenty of tips related to internet marketing, Kindle publishing, and also related to WordPress plugins, and all sorts of information related to WordPress. Just like, subscribe so you can get that information. That is all for this video. Stay tuned with Pro Tutorials, and bye.